Well, hi there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another clip from Democracy Theater with Rich Scott. So, Breaking Point saga is out, and they have had all kinds of co-hosts on, and this time they have Emma on to discuss Andrew Schulz and Charlemagne the God, like her husband did. And the question, though, is, does she get it? This time around, they have Emma Vigeland on, I think she is, another multi-millionaire. So the millionaire liberal podcast sphere. And I stopped watching Minority Report probably around Forced to Vote, but also I wasn't a religious watcher, to be fair. To me, it's like watching paint dry. It's very wonky, not what most people want. Breaking Point has found the perfect balance in wonkiness and also to keep it entertaining, even though Saga's wet dream is for them to look like CNN and MSNBC, but that's okay too. Anyway, here they are on, and they're going to talk a little bit about that podcast with Andrew Schulz and whatever. We jump in at about 5:03.
Times of left and right. These consultants in DC on the Democratic side are missing it, and they're paid to miss it. But like, you can have somebody coming on Andrew Schulz's podcast who the other week he said that, now he likes the Republicans because they get laid all the time.
Deep political analysis, yes.
This, Krystal, this is why Democrats are hated. That wasn't a political analysis. That was Andrew Schulz being a comedian, I think it's a callback to Clinton and the saxophone playing and being cool, and Democrats letting people speak and saying what they wanted and protecting people for saying whatever dumb shit they wanted. And Republicans were the ones who wanted to restrict you and everything. That was his point, which is all true, that there was a switch between Republicans and Democrats. That was his point. But of course, this snooty, snobby talk down to people using language and grammar and spelling and comedy that they don't understand to talk down to people. Andrew is not a political he's not a journalist. He's not a political commentator. He's a comedian. He was trying to make it fun. The news media, not you guys, not Breaking Point, but the news media has made it so that we now listen to fucking comedians. Comedians didn't do that. You guys did. Not you guys, but you know what I mean.
Right. He can, and I have actually some other thoughts on that, but like he can have that view, but he can also say the Democrats should become more socialist. Like, this is what the independent voter is.
Oh my God. Here we go again. I am willing to bet all of Kyle's net worth, all of Emma's net worth, and all of Krystal's net worth, all of them multimillionaires, that Andrew Schulz voted for Biden won. I'm almost willing to bet that. After Trump, I'm pretty sure he voted for, and I don't think he voted for Trump won. Just so we're clear, the Democrats are the reason people are leaving the Democrats yet again. And Krystal, more than anybody, knows this. So why are we again attacking people who are our allies as if they're dumber or lesser, or they just don't have that deep political analysis and all this fucking bullshit?
It's not somebody who's like afraid of trans people.
Right. It's not ideologically consistent either. I mean, Schulz, from my conversation with Bernie, I picked up that he had been a Bernie bro. He really wanted Bernie to win in 2016. And now here he is, on the right and favor.
He's not on the right. He's just said Democrats ain't fucking doing shit.
Favorable towards Trump, etc. And I'll tell you, Emma, for a long time, I really resisted the whole Bernie to Trump pipeline conversation. But at this point, it's just undeniable. And, part of that is certainly like the way that the bros in the Bernie coalition were smeared. All of us were smeared, by the way, as like toxic and sexist and racist and all these sorts of things.
You and I, we just hate women. Obviously.
Just hate women. That's what we're really known for here. But
weren't those two on opposite sides on force to vote, by the way? Does anybody remember? Do you remember?
No, the whole movement was smeared, but in particular, the bros were smeared. And so that's certainly part of it. But part of it is just this sense that, Trump was critical. And again, this is surface level. I'm not talking about the reality of the fact that he serves oligarchs perhaps more than any other Republican president in history has.
Yeah.
But he critiqued the party. He felt like he was a change and, not sort of in the mainline old school Republican Party. Bernie had that same critique of the Democratic Party. And at a time when faith in institutions has been broadly broken, you have to be a critic from the outside. And that's how you can end up with someone who's favorable George Trump, but is also hey, Democrats should try socialism. And I have to tell you, I think the biggest challenge, Emma, that we have on the left right now is getting people to have faith in any sort of possibility of a collective project. That's why the libertarian appeal of well, you can work out, well, you can better yourself, well, you can take.
All Democrats have to do is deliver for the people after we have voted them into power. That's it. It's not complicated, Krystal. You know this. I know you know this. Obama came in, White House, Senate, House, and what did we get? We got a Heritage Foundation, conservative written healthcare plan. When I looked into this, and this is a decade ago, the engineering whatever organization of America said we needed to spend $3 trillion to bring our infrastructure up to date, not modernize it, bring it up to date. There was a bill, the Build Back Better bill, the big bill, right? That got crushed by whom? Democrats. It got crushed by a administration that wouldn't cross the parliamentarian. So please, dear Democrats, if you want to win, just deliver. It's not complicated. It is the easiest thing in the world. Deliver. Americans more than anybody loves winners. Democrats can't win if you don't deliver. We've had enough. We've had enough. The cycle of you promising shit, us voting for you and giving you power. You get in, you do absolutely nothing. Republicans win, turn the country even more hostile towards average Americans. You promise us shit, we vote you in again, and you do nothing. That cycle has to end. All you have to do is deliver for the American people. Help us for God's sake. We're drowning. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other.